This week's episode is brought to you by Audible, the leading platform for audio entertainment. We will hear more from them later, but now on to the show. What's going on, everybody? Jared here with I think episode 6 of Movies and Nonsense. We are just working through these episodes. No one's listening, but we're going to keep recording these episodes. But this is the Halloween Spectacular or Spooktacular episode. Obviously, I'm wearing Wayne from Wayne's World, and we have a special man. Yeah, I brought Garth over. Obviously, I got Wayne. Oh man, it's out of focus. I got Wayne. We have Garth, but actually, this is none other than this is Garth. This is Garth. No, this is Jamie. I don't know how much information you want me to give out about you.
Just Jamie.
Yeah, this is Jamie.
That'll be good.
And this is my girlfriend.
Yes, I am his girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, right?
Yeah, I do exist.
The things that you have to go through, like obviously I'm having you on a podcast.
Sure.
But the thing is, you've been hounding me about being on this.
Well, I haven't really been hounding, but I think those, slight nudges are definitely there.
Oh yeah, hey, you got this podcast? Can I be on it, please?
I don't sound like that.
I know I sound like that.
Or look like that. But
no.
That's okay.
But thank you for coming on this Halloween themed episode. I don't know.
You're welcome.
Because your hair is not actually blonde.
You can laugh at
your
me
hair
the
is
whole time.
Your hair is not actually blonde, so that's why this is a whole new look because I didn't see her with I hadn't seen you with this wig on until literally 5 minutes before we recorded this.
Maybe at the end of this, we can do a revealing.
Yeah, and find out what my actual hair color is and your actual hair.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do
the thing is, okay, this is going to be hard for audio people, but yeah, she's wearing a blonde wig. Mm-hmm. Quote, unquote, a blonde wig.
Yeah. Never worn one before, so.
So here
Blondes
we go.
have more fun, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. But I'm Garth man.
Yeah, Garth man. Yeah. But this is the Halloween episode, so we're going to do all sorts of Halloween shenanigans, favorite Halloween memories, costumes, movies, shows, memories, all of that stuff. But obviously you haven't been on this podcast yet, so we have to do, I could call it, icebreaker questions, but I think in this situation, I think it'd be nice to actually call it first date questions, even though if we went back to our first date, it'd be me paying for a movie and not knowing if it was a date or if we were just seeing it as friends.
I mean, it worked out in your favor. So
yeah,
it's okay.
Hotel Artemis.
Yeah, not a great pick, but
okay, yeah.
It was
review our
it was
first date.
kind of a Halloween flick almost type.
How?
Because it was kind of scary, but also thriller action at the same time. I don't know, the atmosphere I feel and the staging of the movie.
The world setup?
Yeah, kind of like, wasn't it apocalyptic almost outside? And then it was this old rundown, like creepy hotel type, like with the dungeon and not
with a dungeon? What?
Yeah.
No. It was, you pretty much had it. It was like post-apocalyptic hitmen living in a hotel, kind of like John Wick or whatever.
It was pretty graphic at times, too, with blood and stuff like that, which I'm okay with.
It was, the thing is, I think that was like opening night. Or no, it wasn't opening night. Either way, it was a packed theater.
I don't remember.
Yeah, there were 6 people there.
There was only you and me, baby.
Yeah, it was, oh my gosh. Oh. Even though I didn't know it was a date.
I thought it was a date.
Okay, well, I paid for it, so I guess that's true. Whatever.
That's true.
But what I know you like to watch a lot of TV, but what's your favorite genre of film?
I do like the action, like mystery type movies. I like to jump a little bit. I like
jump around.
That suspense. But I obviously rom-coms, are some of my favorites too. I like to laugh. Definitely like to laugh.
I like to laugh and have so much fun. Believe me, every single day I really wonder why you're dating me.
It's okay. We won't discuss those reasons online.
But what? Okay, a thriller, mystery, whatever. What's one of your favorite of that? Like movie wise, can you name one?
Oh gosh, what was that called? Disturbia, I think, with Shia LaBeouf. Like way back when that came out. Like
I
that
think it
was
was
one
like
of
2004, maybe.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I just really liked it because it was creepy, but it was also funny and kind of like girl next door type situation as well. Funny
Yep.
friend, but it gave you that adrenaline rush a little bit too. So
You know what's funny? I don't have we even talked about that movie, because that's one of my favorite movies as well. Like
I
for
think
some
we've
reason,
mentioned it once.
for some reason
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I like a lazy rainy like Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the perfect movie to throw on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love that one. Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Since none of us have Sundays off, we work.
Yeah, that's true. All
Okay,
day.
movie snacks. What's your go-to movie snack? And it could be a drink as well. It could be a snack, drink, whatever.
I mean, obviously, I ate like all the popcorn the other night, so
Yeah.
I like popcorn. Candy, I have a huge sweet tooth, so I really like candy. Sour anything, really.
Sour anything.
Sour Patches.
You are someone, I mean, we're adults. You eat so much candy. It is, like, I don't know, for some reason I fell off, but you love candy.
I do, and I've actually been really holding back, like, my urge to eat candy a lot. I just haven't been buying it. But now that it's Halloween, I mean, I have to go buy it now, at least in the pound form. So
In the pound, yeah.
I'll have my stock again for the foreseeable future.
The foreseeable future. The thing is, like, you wait a day or two after Halloween, you can get
Goes
that.
on sale.
You can get
Yeah.
bundles of Reese's for pennies on the dollar.
I mean, I like Reese's, but I kind of have to have both. I have to have like my savory chocolate, and
then your
I
sweet
have
sour.
to have my sour and my sweet. Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get. I'm trying to think what other questions. You know what? You can ask me questions too. No one asked me questions, so if you got any questions, shoot them my way.
I thought we were doing first date.
Well, we are, but
questions.
the thing is, on a first date, you have to both ask each other questions. Otherwise, it's just a one-sided thing.
Okay. Well, I feel like they know a lot more about you already.
No,
than
they don't. This
they
is all a
do.
facade. This is fake.
Oh.
all of this is a
yeah, you are
character.
in a costume. dun, dun.
No.
Oh, I could have used this. Drumstick.
Drumstick Wayne's World. Kind of like what, Wayne's World came out in the 90s. Obviously, we weren't. I mean, later 90s. What's like one of your
I was a
favorite?
baby.
What?
I was a baby. in
You were
the
37
movie.
then? Okay, great. What's your first movie that you remember seeing? Not in the theater, but just kind of watching.
Oh.
Pregnant pause.
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Okay,
I remember watching some, but I want to know what the very first one was.
yeah. Okay, let's switch it up. Growing up, obviously, everyone had like a VHS. Yes, we were around when
Oh, yeah.
VHSs were a thing.
Yep.
What was one that you watched like all the time?
I watched a lot of, I think, Care Bears starting out. I watched some Care Bear action. And then also watched Rainbow Heart. If you know
Rainbow
that.
Heart, is that the horses? I mean the
They
ponies.
have
My Little
some-
Pony.
No.
What's Rainbow Heart?
It was the girl where she was basically blonde hair and she had rainbow sleeves and kind of a puffy red dress on, and then she had rainbow tights. And then they would have these little miners, and they would be like these little fluffy, almost, I don't know, animal creature type things that would mine certain rocks. And then they would have this rainbow heart dust, and it was like their magic.
Wait, was this a movie or
There
a
was
show?
movies, but it was also like a show, I think.
Is this in the same universe as Pippi Longstockings? This sounds like it's in the same cinematic universe as Pippi Longstockings.
No, it's not.
I've never even heard of this.
Oh, it's cool.
Okay, and then you said Care Bears. I don't entirely remember Care Bears, but I remember Gummy Bears. Do you remember that show?
I don't know.
Are they the same?
I also remember like a Pop-Ums or a Pop.
Pop-Ums?
Like, yeah, they were like these little They would like go into little circles, and they were like hamster-esque type little animals.
And this was the
I don't
show
know.
as well?
Yeah.
Man, we watched totally different cartoons because
Well, I am a year older than you.
yeah, so you saw the Civil
I
War
saw some
firsthand.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I've
were
seen
around
some
you were
shit.
around for the invention of color.
Have you ever heard of a Pico?
A Pico?
Yeah.
Is that like a no?
You don't even know what it. So, it's basically this very first like electronic type system that you could play on your TV, and you
You put the screens on the TV?
put the screens on the TV.
Yeah.
No.
No?
You hook it up to your TV, but it's this like almost a tray table type system, and you could write on it, and you put in these basically books. It's almost kind of like a leap pad, but
Wait
it
a minute,
would
you had
hook-
one of those?
Yeah, hook up to your TV.
I thought only like ritzy rich people had those because I remember the commercial now
Me-
where it's literally like a drawing pad,
I was
right?
born in California.
It was- You're just bragging up a storm right
No,
now. But is that the thing where you plugged in and you literally drew on it and it showed up on the TV?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Because
Pico.
I felt like that was in the same kind of sphere or whatever as Mario Paint. Which I don't know if you know what Mario Paint was. It was basically PowerPoint. No, not PowerPoint, but well, kind of. It was like a Microsoft Paint, but for your Super Nintendo because when you bought it, you got a mouse with it and everything.
Nope, you have me on that one. I've never heard of it.
Hmm.
Yay, you.
Yeah.
Jamie
Yay.
won, Jared won.
Yay
Okay.
me. Let's just get into. I mean, you kind of mentioned you mentioned candy.
Yeah.
You want to get into the Halloween spooky part of the episode,
Sure.
and just start talking about like everything Halloween because this episode we're literally obviously. I mean, we wear this to work on Casual Fridays, but we thought that we could also wear this on the podcast for this spooky episode. But we're gonna tackle everything. That's good for the listeners. Halloween candy.
Okay.
Growing up,
Yes.
when you went trick or treating, did you have? I mean, because you grew up in a little bigger town than me. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would say so.
Did you have like a certain neighborhood? Did you know what houses? Because you always wanted to go to the houses that gave out the full size candy bar, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Did you have a route?
I lived in a couple houses growing up, like
Yeah.
when I actually was a trick or treat age.
Trick or treat E.
Yeah. And so there would be this area that we would go around in our blocks. It was probably a couple miles around, just in this square.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically I moved and we lived on the other side of the highway for the most part.
Ooh, the wrong side of the
Oh, it
tracks.
was the better, nicer
Okay,
side
the
of
right side of the road.
But then I don't know, maybe I went around that neighborhood twice. And then I kind of just started handing out candy.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't a house that would, give out the full size candy bars, but
No,
maybe the snack size.
Well, yeah, I
you
feel
know.
like, yeah, we were definitely the snack size. But growing up, what was your favorite, like when you went to the door and someone held out the bowl? Because that's what I love. I love when they're like, here, you take your amount, but you should also know not to take like a handful.
Yeah.
You take like one or two pieces. But when you looked into the bowl, did you take chocolate? Did you take sweet? Like, which one did you go for there?
I went for a lot of nerds or runts. They would have runts. I did like the Crunch bars. I liked those.
Crunch
a lot.
bars are really good.
Butterfingers, Snickers. I got some bottle caps. I really wasn't like a milk dud person, so I kind of surpassed those. But for the most part, I wasn't really picky. I would kind of take everything.
Yeah, anything and everything.
Suckers, Laffy Taffy, all of it.
Like the Tootsie Pop ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But then see, that even breaks down into even further ones because there's the one with the actual Tootsie Roll in the middle, and then there's the bubblegum ones.
Yep.
But
That's true. Blow pops.
Surprisingly, like growing up, I feel like I only had like 5 different candies that I wanted. Like Milky Way was number 1. I hated Snickers because I didn't like peanuts.
Okay.
Even though like a Milky Way and a Snickers are pretty much the same, obviously without the peanut.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the nougat and the caramel and the chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, same thing. And then you look at a Three Musketeer. They just shoved some kind of weird marshmallow into that one.
Those are good.
Yeah, see, I used to go after, it was Milky Way, Three Musketeer, Twix was the top. Like, Twix was top notch. Followed closely by a Kit Kat.
Okay.
But then chocolate-wise...
I'm not a huge Kit Kat person, to be honest, for me.
You're not a big... You don't want to take a break?
No.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar?
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much right now. This is not good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love breaks, but
just not
the
Kit Kat variety.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sweet candy, obviously the suckers. I'm glad you brought up bottle caps because I loved bottle caps, and I don't know why. I think it was one of those things that just like they were cool.
They were cool.
Maybe I'm weird, but I was like, oh, cool bottle caps. Even though like the root beer kind of tasted weird.
Oh yeah, they're not good.
No, they're not.
You don't eat the root beer kind, or you give them to your dad who can't taste and will just eat them anyway. So.
Yeah.
Life.
Okay, not Tootsie Rolls, but do you remember Fruities?
Oh yeah.
Fruities were the best. Wow, you kicked the thing. What are you going there?
Oh my God.
Fruities were, and still are, one of the best things.
Yeah, you go to any 4th of July parade.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. How come
Fruities.
Fruities are like synonymous to 4th of July? I mean, we're kind of jumping a little bit with candy, but why? Why is it a thing? That's literally the only. No one goes out and buys Fruities.
Well,
they're only thrown at fair.
They obviously they're not going to break when you throw them like suckers or something else could, and they can't really go bad right away. Like chocolate can't really melt too fast. They come in multiple different flavors, chocolate,
blue and green,
all those kind of flavors, and it's just if you get hit with one, it's not
So
really
you're
hurtful. So
Are you saying that Fruities, the reason people have them is that it's a versatile snack?
It's a good throwing, gathering snack. I don't know what to say.
It's a good throwing candy.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's just a good throwing candy.
Yeah.
Going back, though, for trick-or-treating, okay, I'm not even going to hint. When you went around and got all this candy from people, what did you use to hold your candy, say?
Well, when I was younger, I think I used a actual pillowcase a
couple
times.
Why? Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
Was it just
I just
easy?
Think it was easy and it was cool, and I think it's like, ooh, I got my pillowcase.
Yeah.
And
you just fill that sucker, and you literally throw it over your back like a hobo.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, the plastic-shaped pumpkins with the handles.
Yeah.
Had one of those. But it's hard to get your, hand in the pumpkin and stuff, and you kind of sometimes get cut,
Cut up by the pumpkin.
Just sacks, I guess we had sometimes.
Just throw that candy in that sack for me.
Sacks.
Oh, no. You can't fit much candy in one of those.
No, you couldn't.
No.
But just
maybe a milk dud or two.
And that's really about it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I'm so glad you said pillowcase because that's exactly what I feel like the first couple years when I was younger, it was the pumpkin, kind of the plastic. Literally everyone's had one of those at one time. Then it was just a random bag I think I got from the costume store or whatever or Halloween store, and then it was the pillowcase, which was the best.
Yep.
Trick or treating wise, costume. Obviously, you're wearing costumes. And over the years, obviously, the thing is, costumes change a lot. When you're growing up, they're fun and whatnot. But then once you get to about high school, college area, they
become more.
What's the word we want to use for this?
Promiscuous.
There we go. I was gonna say something
Not
way
presumptuous.
No.
Promiscuous.
Presumptuous girl.
Could be presumptuous.
Yeah, it could be. What costumes did you wear, and what are some of your favorites?
So some of the ones in my childhood in California, I remember I loved the Power Rangers. So I wanted to be the pink Power Ranger where they were sold out of that. So I was the red Power Ranger.
So you were a dude.
Yes. And I wore it probably nonstop for about 3 days. I'm not going to lie. I just liked it.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you were doing it to try to fade it to pink. You should have washed. You should have. Yeah, you
I
should have
should've
bleached
just
it a little
bleached
bit.
it.
That was the height of Power
Yeah,
Rangers.
it
So that
sold
pink,
out like hotcakes.
it had to have been.
And then I was, so this is a pretty good story, but me and my friend, best friend growing up, we were gonna be like cute princessy type, Halloween, you know, for
Like Disney
Halloween.
princess-ish?
Yes. And I was gonna be Meg from Hercules, right? So it's like a purple dress.
Is that the one with the
and
red hair? Or
she's got brownish red
brownish
hair.
red.
Yeah. So I was gonna be her, and I had the costume on and everything like that. We were ready. My friend had her really cute costume on, and her mom made her costume, so already she was outdoing me. So I was pretty jealous. But I wound up, I lived on a cul-de-sac, but on a hill.
Yeah.
So we were walking down the hill. I was wearing heels, like these little plastic heels, and I wound up tripping and ripping my dress.
Oh no.
And like scuffing myself up.
Wait, was this right before you started even trick-or-treating?
Yes,
Oh
right before.
no.
And I was so angry and so sad. And so I had to be a Green Bay Packers football player. because that's really all we had was a Green Bay Packer uniform. And so I put some like black stripes on my face, and my face in those photos was miserable because I was like so pissed off.
Oh, how old were you?
I was probably like 6 or 7.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been yawning there. I was trying to.
Apparently, I'm a snooze
Yeah.
fest.
Ugh, that was just such a boring. That's so sad. And the thing is, you know what? That's probably stuck with you forever. You're like, what if? Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Well, I mean, I think I would have had more confidence and more fun that year, but
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in life.
just in life, it all stems back to
Oh.
when I didn't get to be Meg from Hercules.
Have I told you about my costumes growing up, like the evolution of
No, but
everything?
I'm sure you're about to tell me.
No, we're gonna skip that. On to the next topic. No, for some reason I have no idea why, because we weren't like less fortunate or whatever, but I feel like my parents were old school because the costumes we had up until probably, I want to say like not middle school. I would probably say like maybe 5th grade.
Okay.
Were cardboard. Like not like 3-dimensional. It was literally like a 2-dimensional piece of cardboard that they cut out into something, a hole for your face, and that was your costume. So like when you did, we'll get to it, but like, you know, you do the parade at school.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the Halloween parade?
No.
You know? Oh my gosh.
Okay, again, your town has some weird things that they do.
Well, there's a reason I don't go back there. It's probably haunted.
It's probably
But no, growing up, literally, the first like 4 or 5 costumes I remember were when I was very little. It was a bat. I was a bat one year, so I'm just wearing all black,
okay.
and, you know, a cardboard cutout, a bat. It wasn't Batman, it was just a bat.
Yeah.
My brother was Cool Spot. Do you know what Cool Spot is?
No, but
the
continue.
7-Up logo mascot, where it's just a red circle with sunglasses, and he has like arms and legs. Cool
Okay,
Spot. No,
okay.
that's people should know who Cool Spot is. Come on, everyone knew who Cool Spot was. They made a
Alright.
Super Nintendo game for him.
I guess I'm not everyone, so.
Then I was Pickle. Did I tell you?
Pickle?
Just a straight up pickle. For some
Okay.
reason, I
I
don't
was
like.
thinking maybe Veggie Tales, but I don't remember.
And see, that's the
a
thing.
person
Could have been, but
pickle.
I don't like
It's a
pickles.
cucumber.
I don't like pickles, but I was like, apparently I wanted to be a pickle, so I'm wearing green this time, and it's just a big old pickle. Now a word from our sponsors. Do you love to read but simply cannot find the time to enjoy your favorite books? Or, did you actually forget how to read? Well, try Audible today. Audible is the world's largest seller and producer of audiobooks and other spoken word entertainment, enriching the lives of millions of listeners every day. With their customer-centric approach to technological innovation and superior programming, Audible has reinvented a media category and is the driving force behind today's audio entertainment revolution. And if you sign up today, you can enjoy a 30-day free trial, which includes 1 audiobook and 2 Audible originals absolutely free. Simply click the link in the description of this video to get signed up and enjoy unlimited audio entertainment with Audible. Now, back to the show.
I mean, honestly, nowadays, I think that I also still try to make costumes because buying them can be a little bit overrated and it's not as fun, you know? The whole hype and the fun thing about Halloween is kind of getting to make your own costume and putting it together and going out and you know, showing it off. And people
Absolutely.
be like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, where'd you get that? Well, the thing is, there's
Yeah.
so many that you can buy, but they either are very expensive and also very cheaply made because they just fall apart.
Yep.
That's why if you can hobble together the actual items to make a costume, it's so much better because like you said, you go out, you dress up and people are like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? That's so cool. Let me take a picture. I
made it.
But then the next few costumes were, I was Squirtle from Pokemon one year. My oldest brother made it was an awesome legit Squirtle. Again, just a piece,
I like
piece of cardboard. And then there was the frog as well. The frog was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, Froggy.
I still have it. My very first actual, it wasn't a full costume. It was just a mask. Was Darth Vader, and I have it actually right over there.
Okay.
It's,
I'll look later.
Yeah, you'll look later. But yeah, I still have that, so I kind of cherish that. But no, I think that like growing up with that stuff, that's what stuck for me to either love Halloween or also love making my own costume because I mean that's kind of what we did last year, wasn't it? We kind of hobbled together and made our own costume.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and that's how we've always done it too, growing up. And like I said, I do think we have similar childhood, type
We were both
memories
neglected,
and
locked in a
I
basement,
wasn't, but
locked in a basement, chained up to a chair.
that explains a lot now.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a true story.
Let me rephrase that. We do not have any similar childhood experiences.
Who are you?
Who are you?
For costumes though, college is fun.
Yes, college is
a fun 7 years, depending on how good you are at college.
How long have I been in college? Way too long.
A better part of a decade.
Yeah, way too long. Almost 9
What
years.
about Halloween in college? Costumes, just Halloween in general, because that is a whole different thing. When you're a kid, it's candy. It's kind of going to these parties, hanging out with people, punch and whatnot. When you get to college, it's a whole new world.
Yep.
In the words of Aladdin.
I really wanted to bust out singing, but I'm not going to do that on, a podcast.
Yeah. Maybe episode 2. Yeah, or the next one you're on or whatever. But college, Halloween.
So again, I made most of my costumes. I did Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
And that was...
Did you team up with someone for the wolf?
No.
Or you just did your thing?
Just did my thing. Made it a little, risque, a little short skirt and high heels and stuff like that.
Why high heels? I feel like you want to go out. Again, I'm not a woman. I don't understand the laws of high heels, but why? You go out, you have a fun time, but you're going to come back with a broken leg.
Well, not really. I mean, they make you taller. I'm short, so it's kind of nice. But also, they add definition to your calves and they extend you, I don't know,
skyward.
Yeah.
Yes.
They make your legs
to the reaches of the stars.
Look longer. And I don't know.
Okay, sorry. That was a tangent. Continue with your luxurious costumes.
I did a toga, so I was like a Greek goddess type one time. I was some jail prisoner.
Yeah,
that one I bought. That was kind of stupid. What else did I do?
I thought you were going to say I got that one from a stay overnight.
No. Lucky enough to say that hasn't been the case. I think that's about it, to be honest. I think there was a couple of years I didn't do anything for Halloween.
Yeah.
But
you just stayed at home or what? You went somewhere but didn't dress
working.
Up. Gotcha. Yeah, see, that's the thing is, you mentioned it. It's more promiscuous, more risque all around for everyone. The very first, and the thing is, the very first year, well, not the very first year, but the freshman year of college for me, we did, I think I did Dick in a Box for one of them. Which was really funny because
Very
then I
cool.
woke up the next day and like a bunch of people had signed the box.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Men and women.
It's
then
okay. I don't judge.
then it was again December, or not December, but October here is so cold.
It
some
is.
some years
Yes.
it's really really cold, some years it's not.
Yeah.
And this year it was like 26 degrees.
Ugh.
And we all as a group thought it'd be fun to be like tourists. So we were all wearing khakis, Hawaiian shirts, and like one of us would carry like a map, or one would have like one of those old cameras and crap like that. And it was just the worst. Funny story, we did go to a party that night.
Yeah.
And we were, drinking. We were obviously underage. I don't recommend drinking underage. But someone was standing next to this guy dressed as a cop.
Oh, God.
And they're like, dude, that guy's costume is legit. He
Yeah.
is decked out. He has the uniform. It looks like he has, like, he's bulked up. Look at his, like, all of his accessories. He has handcuffs and this and that. The guy walks over to the DJ booth and cuts the music. It was a real cop.
Of course it was.
So we obviously all scattered and whatnot. That was freshman year, but then at Iowa State, the first year I dressed up as Lady Gaga. I made my whole costume out. I took all of these playing cards and glued them all over a shirt and whatnot. That took forever.
Poker face?
Yes, poker face. But then after that, I mean, I still made my costumes and stuff, but they'd always be again like risque or super funny, because one year I was Lloyd Christmas with the orange suit. I was the single ladies, but the SNL version.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You had nice legs in that picture.
Ooh, yeah, them legs.
That
I was
V.
wearing. Gross. This is supposed to be this is a PG, borderline PG-13 podcast.
Sorry.
Gross. Absolutely gross. But obviously in college, you have a little bit more fun with your costumes. You're probably, there's couples costumes as well. Did you ever do any couples costumes?
No, not in college, just because the one boyfriend I did have was a douchebag and didn't want to do one.
So, I thought you were going to say he dressed up as a douchebag. But I guess
he
not.
didn't dress up as anything. That's.
Did you guys
how
like
much
go
of a
to a
douche.
party or something and then
Oh,
just?
yeah, we had a party.
And were you dressed up?
I was dressed up.
God.
Yeah.
You know what? See, that's the one thing. If you
Uh-huh.
didn't dress up, whatever. Like obviously last year we dressed up. We did a
Yeah.
couples thing, but like
Yeah.
even if we didn't do a couples thing and you didn't dress up, I'd be like, dude, it's the one night of the year
I
that you
know.
can just dress up ridiculously and just be whoever you want. And I think that's why I love Halloween so much. Is like you don't have to be yourself. You can be whoever.
Oh, this wasn't in college. Maybe it was the last year of college. I think it was the year after, to be honest, graduation. I was Tinkerbell, and I made my whole outfit. It was basically like a tube top, and then like this little dress, and I made it out of a pillowcase.
The whole dress out of
Yep.
a one pillowcase? Wow.
Yep. Wound up ripping it.
So what'd you do?
I don't know. Just my ass is probably hanging out.
Oh, okay.
I had some leggings on under it, obviously, because it was cold out. And
Yeah.
It was actually an Iowa State football game on that day, so we like tailgated with our costumes and everything. So spray painted my hair blonde. That's the closest blonde that I've been.
I was gonna say, how blonde was that?
It's pretty yellow.
Yellow.
Pretty yellow.
Pretty yellow.
But my roots were obviously brown.
Yes, of course,
yep.
of course.
It almost looked green.
Your hair?
Yeah, the spray, like when it went on my brown hair.
See,
it was almost like
that's
green.
almost one thing I almost stick away from for Halloween. I'm not doing anything that involves painting or anything where I'm spraying my hair.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't condone binge drinking, but most of the time for Halloween, you're going to drink a lot.
Yeah.
If you're dressed as the Hulk and you go home, those sheets are ruined.
Yeah, that's true. Or your couch.
Yeah,
or
wherever
sit on.
your whole house wiping up against the walls and all that stuff.
That's true. Very true. Took a shower before I hit the hay, so.
Yeah, that's good.
probably a
Otherwise,
good thing.
you'd have green sheets. Green sheets. Oh man, we covered the candy, the costumes. What about like Halloween themed, I don't know, TV shows or some of your favorite Halloween movies? Movies. Because, do you mind if I go first?
No.
Okay, you can go first. No, you just said you minded.
I said, no, I don't mind. But I did just watch the Peanuts, what is it, the Great Pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie
at
Brown.
Work. Yeah. That was kind of cute.
I remember
always
watching
liked
that.
the Peanuts.
Yeah, I remember watching that on TV
Charlie
all the time.
Brown and Snoopy, they were pretty cute.
Did you, okay, for Halloween episodes that I remember of like shows that were my favorite were, I think I remember Arthur had a couple Halloween ones, but do you remember Wishbone?
Yes, I remember Wishbone.
Do you remember the Halloween one? Because
probably not.
I
don't know why.
I'm sure I'm gonna get this completely wrong, but obviously, okay, Wishbone is a show on PBS. It was like with this dog, and he read books but acted them out. Anyways, the one Halloween episode is they're trying to either find this quote unquote like prankster murderer. It wasn't actually a murderer, but someone that was putting on this stuff, and they had to keep finding these clues. And they went to this one person's
Like a
house.
Phantom?
Yeah, Phantom. There you go. They went to this one person's house and played like a pinball machine to get the next clue. That's what I remember from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then the rest, I don't know what story they were acting out in that. But for some like 1 or 2 years, I remember because I didn't have cable growing up, so I would stay at my grandma's place Halloween night or the Friday of Halloween because she had Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, all the Disney Channel, and I'd watch
stuff.
all of those like. I vaguely remember it now, but obviously Halloween Town. The Grim Adventures of Mandy, and I don't know what the dude's name is. I remember watching the Halloween episode of that. SpongeBob Halloween.
Yeah, the Grim Adventures of Mandy and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
used
who
to
that
watch
is.
That too.
Yeah.
I really liked Halloween Town. Obviously, Hocus Pocus was a really good. Well, that's a movie, but that was really good. I don't know. I think there was a couple, like, there was an Even Stevens Halloween one that was good.
What about Home Improvement?
Home Improvement, they had a couple
Yeah,
of
I remember
those.
the one where I think they're
Improvement.
fooling with Tim and Wilson. That he thinks that Wilson's dead, and then the head on the thing in the basement. I remember that one. Boy Meets World.
Yes.
There was pretty good ones of that.
Oh, what was another one? Is it Family Matters?
Is that Steve Urkel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those.
Yeah, because is that the one? I mean, obviously there was multiple of that, but he dresses up as his alter ego, right? God, I can't think of it. People are gonna freak out when we can't name it. It's Steve Urkel, and then like his suave version, and he, God, I don't know, whatever. Can't think of that one. But this is a obscure show. Ryan Reynolds. Do you ever remember Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place?
No.
I think it was part of TGIF for a brief stint. TGIF was awesome. Do you remember what TGIF was?
No.
You don't?
No.
Every Friday on ABC, it had like 4 different shows. Boy Meets World, Home Improvement, Family Matters, I think was part of it. And again, they switched out all the time. And every Friday, we would watch those all together as a family.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, because we only had like 5 channels. So like TGIF was
so
the thing.
heartwarming.
Yeah.
CT.
But no, the Halloween episode of Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place was one of my favorites. Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't remember what the costumes were, but yeah, that was one of my favorites. But what about movies? Obviously, you mentioned Hocus Pocus, which is like the standard, the Halloween movie that everyone, once boom, October 1st hits, everyone's like, it's Hocus Pocus time.
Yep. What else would I say? I watched all the Saw movies.
Ooh.
And I think those are definitely remind me of
Halloween,
because an ex of mine, we watched them all during October. So that would definitely be one.
I feel like the first one came out around Halloween time
I think
too.
so.
Yeah. So that's kind of the staple.
They're just creepy and messed up and weird. I'm just not great at naming movies.
Yeah, it's tough when you're put on the spot.
It's just not my talent.
For me, obviously, because I just did a JB Classic for it. Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah, I saw that one.
My buddy Chris Glinky, shout out. He showed me that when we were really young,
Okay.
and I actually was horrified of the troll in that movie because I was a big old weenie with movies. But for movies, it's hard because for some reason Halloween, is synonymous with scary, and then horror falls into that. Like you mentioned, Saw kind of falls into that realm too. I mean, when I think of like Halloween time movies that I'm watching, like I'll watch the Saw movies every now and then. Halloween Town. For some reason, Scream. Because when we were growing up, that Scream, the ghost mask, the ghost face mask was like the thing.
Oh, yeah,
that was a
for
costume.
Sure. They had the one where the blood would like.
Yep, they had the
shoot
blood
out
one.
too.
They had the normal one. They had the one where he's like high from Scary Movie.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scary Movie 1 and 2.
Do you think Scary Movie? Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I love those.
Definitely. What's another one? I was thinking of. I don't know. I mean, the Harry Potter movies, they weren't really like.
They weren't
I
entirely
guess Halloweeny, but they came out.
Weenie.
They came out kind of like in November too, so it was kind of like.
Well, and also I feel
November.
like for the first couple, I mean they cover each season in that too, or holiday, and there's obviously Halloween parts to it.
Yep.
So I love that, but then kind of going into things that scare the bejesus out of me. I mean, this was mentioned on a previous episode, but Gremlins, for some reason, I think, even though that's technically a Christmas movie, I think of Halloween.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, that's a Halloween movie. That's also Christmas.
Yep. It's messed up. What was that?
Use your words. What is
I'm trying to think. It's like Corpse Bride. Is that one
Corpse
by
Bride.
Tim Burton?
Yep.
That was really good.
Or
I
Frank and
that one.
Weenie.
Frank and Weenie.
Or Monster House. See, none of those I've ever seen. They
too childish.
Tim Burton, kind of his animation, his style, and everything kind of scares me.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
What about Edward Scissorhands?
Oh, I had have you ever watched that?
Oh, yeah.
I've never watched it. I rented it from the local library, and like 5 minutes in, it scared the shit out of me. Oh, sorry, it scared the bejesus out of me. Like, because it's Johnny Depp and he's so weird, but he's like, and isn't it like a really sad story or something?
Well, it's
I've never
a little
seen
sad. Yeah.
Nope.
What's the? I don't know. Gosh. It's like Van Helsing or something.
Van Helsing. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones.
There's only one.
Oh.
With Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
thought
love
there
that
was a
movie.
couple.
No, there's only one, but I love that
What's
movie.
the other ones then with like the lycanthropes and?
Oh,
I don't
Underworld.
know.
Underworld. Yeah.
There you go.
Which is a huge franchise that no one can remember.
No, definitely not. There's.
It's funny
those-
because, like, we're talking Halloween, but all of these are kind of branching into like supernatural-esque. Like, hell, even Resident Evil.
I mean, I watched Supernatural.
Oh my gosh,
This
no!
is their last season, the 15th season.
Do you want to
This
start a
last one.
Supernatural podcast? I'm sure you could just run down
Dude, I
each
would
episode
Yeah, I would have to watch them again.
for the 7th time. You've watched them a lot.
Maybe the 4th.
There's like 1,700 episodes.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and they were all on Netflix, so I watched them a lot.
Commitment.
Commitment. Yeah, they're
Wow.
good. They're good. They're funny. They're scary.
I don't know.
They're action. Kind of like all my genres that I like. There's
Genres?
some love in it too. Yeah.
Genres. Well,
Sexy men.
nope. Count me out. I'm good.
We got some hot leading ladies. too,
Hey,
if
we
you
got
wanna
some
know
hot
that.
ladies here.
Okay.
Come up, smother them down on a piece of toast. We got hot ladies here. No. Okay. Just
let's go on.
Just keep digging a
Yep,
hole.
yep.
I don't know. I don't got much else. What do you got anything on mind for Halloween? Or is there any aspects of Halloween that we're missing? Oh, okay. I never mentioned it earlier, but that whole Halloween like fair thing or parade, you didn't do this. But in our school, in elementary school, or our school was kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade.
Okay.
And for Halloween, obviously, that day, you would dress up. It wouldn't be much of school. You'd do, like, games and stuff.
Right,
I remember
yeah.
having games and prizes and fun snacks. But everyone in the school would go into the hallways, and you'd all, like, line across the lockers, and each grade would get in essentially a line, and you'd Halloween, like, parade yourselves down all of the hallways, and people are, like, looking at everyone's costume. Yeah, essentially, like, here comes the werewolf right now. And it's me. All these people had, like, legit costumes, you know, like Power Rangers or pirates or anything like that. And I'm wearing this cardboard piece, which, again, the hallways weren't big enough, and mine was two-dimensional, so I'm just smacking people with my frog legs and Squirtle tail and stuff.
Oh gosh, your childhood.
It's a disaster. It's
goodness.
a dumpster fire. Yeah. But I remember, yeah, that was kind of the thing. Halloween, like, after school, or getting older into, like, middle school and high school, like, people had Halloween parties, but I never went to any of them or anything like that.
So, a couple other things we could talk about. What about carving pumpkins? Like,
Oh,
did
like
you ever
fun,
do that?
like fun Halloween
Like,
traditions and
yeah,
stuff.
little activities, stuff
Yeah.
that you guys would do.
Yeah, growing up, I want to say until probably middle school, every year we'd carve pumpkins, go to the pumpkin patch. I think this is your roundabout way of trying to get me to do this stuff with you. But
I mean, I would love to. I don't have a lot of time in my life, but
I know. Yeah, I know.
and who knows with this weather we've been having lately.
Well, I mean, did you do that stuff growing up too?
Oh,
Carving
yeah.
pumpkins?
Yep.
What was your
Carved
go-to?
pumpkins.
Like, face-wise?
I just kind of like the generic, I think. Triangle eyes, little nose sometimes. And
Triangle
then a
nose?
Scary, like, mouth or toothless grin. Or sometimes they had the stencils, so sometimes I would do, like, I did a spooky house, haunted house, or there was a cat or whatever that I stenciled, but other than that, I usually just do my own thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, with those pumpkins, like, I kind of just, did my own thing, but also there's people that do the whole, like, elaborate, like, they don't even cut into it, really. They, like, shave it and stencil and a little bit here, so then when you do throw a candle in it,
yeah,
it gets
it's dimensional.
Yeah, which okay, this brings me to pumpkin smashers.
Okay.
You know about pumpkin smashers, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, was your town running rampant with them? Because I know that we wouldn't put our pumpkin, we would put them in our back, like, patio.
Okay.
And then on Halloween we would put them out front. And then probably within that night they're getting stolen, and then obviously you're driving around and you see just hundreds of pumpkins littering the street.
I think there was a couple times when you would see them. Ours, I think, maybe got taken like once or twice.
Yeah.
But it would just kind of be like random pumpkins you would see in the streets, like you would drive by.
Yeah.
It would just be a random.
I'm not gonna name any names in this story, because this has been a long time, but borderline criminal. So we were in high school, and this involves pumpkins and smashing or whatever, but we were, I don't know, I think we were maybe, again, just a few of us were boozing. I don't know. We were bored. This town that I grew up in, literally, there was nothing. Like, if it was nothing to do. So we're driving down some random, like, gravel road highway or something, and there's like an SUV type vehicle filled up with probably 6 of us, and then someone driving a truck. Instantly just stops in, like, the middle of the highway, and we're like, what happened? 2 people get out of the car and just run into the darkness. And I'm like, did they just, what happened to them? And then they come back carrying, like, just pumpkins, and they're like, there's more over there, go. We filled up these 2 vehicles, probably like 60 pumpkins.
Wow.
Yeah, we were literally like,
and you smashed them all?
No, follow me here. We were then we went back to the high school, because the high school parking lot was the place to hang out. All of us were hanging out in the high school parking lot.
Wow, badass.
Did you not have that?
No.
Oh man, we could get into a whole episode about, like, how my town, we literally, like, if you didn't know where people were, you went up to the high school parking lot.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
You really couldn't be on grounds on our high school, like, afterwards.
The cop was almost like, we would rather you be here because we know where you're at.
I
So
can see that,
so
I
we all
guess.
went up to this parking lot, and someone had an open bed truck. We filled up the back full of pumpkins,
Yeah.
and then just drove around, just throwing them left and right. But then there was this one, I don't even know what the full story is, but there was this one girl that, I don't know, either someone had a crush on or was mad at or something, and we saw her, and they started like throwing, not at her vehicle, but like throwing pumpkins while she was driving behind us, and she was like, but the next day when we were driving down the main street of our town,
Yeah.
it's just hundreds of pumpkins
All over
just
the place.
all over the place. Again, I'm not going to name any names,
The
but
guts.
it was kind of funny because it's like someone jumped out of a car, ran into darkness, and came back with pumpkins. Again, it sounds like a stupid story. We didn't have smartphones and stuff.
Oh, no. I mean,
You had to make your own fun.
yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. But yeah, Halloween was always a good time, and I hope it's something that I can continue having a good time with.
Yeah.
I mean, you like it, so.
Oh yeah,
it
I was gonna
just
say
be a time.
I love dressing up. Obviously, all of
Yeah.
these costumes for all of my reviews this
Yeah.
month. I've been dressing up, doing ridiculous things. But I don't know. I love the fact that it kind of brings that inner child in each of us out, and you
Yes.
can just be whoever you want. Like
Very true.
again, that night that I was the single ladies, like. So many people again were like, I don't know, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, like you'll see. And another thing, I love going out and seeing someone with a super elaborate costume and be
Yeah.
like, how did you do that? Let me take a picture. Which also, Halloween costumes and cosplay definitely kind of, there's a thin line now
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
cosplay is
I would
almost
say.
like professional Halloween.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Well, we're at like 50 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right. We kind of covered everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
that
don't
there's
really know how
I'm
this works,
I'm sure
so.
that there's probably I don't know how
I don't
this
know
works.
how long they're supposed to be.
Well, we're right there. We're 50 minutes. You see that? Gotta get your eyes checked. Hey, Goff. But yeah, we kind of covered everything.
Yeah.
Halloween, we're costumes, we're talking
Yeah.
candy, all that stuff. There's probably a bunch of stuff we did miss, so let us know what we missed.
For sure.
Jamie,
Yes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Jared.
hand on the thigh. Thank you for joining
Aw.
me because.
Handshake.
But is there any last thoughts? Anything you want to plug? I don't know. Do you have a GoFundMe? Do you have? What do you got? Because you're kind.
Yeah. Go fund me.
Oh my God. Do you know what a GoFundMe is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I wish I had one for myself.
Yeah. What's your
But-
Venmo?
JB Walls.
Watch, you're gonna get a ton of money now.
Okay, do it. I want
But no,
it.
thank you
Won't
for
you
joining.
mind?
Yeah. Anything final?
Yeah. No.
No. Yeah. No. Do you want people to follow you on anything, or you just here? You just here to hear?
I
be
want
here?
them to follow you
God.
and continue to do all your stuff. I mean, you're on Spotify and you have your YouTube channel and you have your Patreon page now.
You're gonna make me blush.
Your website with all your J-Buck merchandise. So
Oh,
hit it
T-Public,
up.
all that merch.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'm just here to support you. So.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, she kind of said it all. Follow me at all those social media places, Patreon. Listen to this episode because it's by this time I think this podcast should be everywhere. It should be on Apple Podcast, all that stuff. But yeah, be sure. Again, this podcast is every other week. If I get enough Patreon members or Patreon supporters, it's going to be every week. Plus, there's exclusive audio-only episodes where we dive into kind of more, in-depth stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in for this Halloween Spooktacular! Spooky! And, wow, this is ridiculous. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.